Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a weekly update video for Lost Ark. In this video, we'll have a look at the latest update notes and how would this impact the game and also the price of items. There's some interesting adjustments and also some revelation of the certain date for the May update, which could be on the 19th of May. We'll talk about implication of this one. We'll also have a look at other adjustments like reducing the gold rewards for additional combat towards the bots, which is a very good step forward. We'll be looking into some of the reasons why the prices have fallen in certain items this week, and how can this affect the players and also the price of items. And finally, we'll look into the items of interest. So a lot of interesting changes this week with the market, and I want to show you guys what items you can still make profit on gold and how to, get more gold out of the game while the prices are still falling. I'll also talk about how come I didn't make as many videos this week at the end of the video as well. Now coming over to this week's update notes, we can see that this update will last for 5 hours. There's some interesting changes. The first one is the Express mission, which a lot of players have reported to me as well, so that they didn't pick the right character and the items they got, the tier 1 and also tier 2 homing materials, were kind of wasted. So there have been adjustments allowing us to pick the right character, but the item that are already claimed and used might not be refunded. So make sure we're aware of this one. I think this is a good adjustment. I just wish that the developers actually thought about this earlier to reduce the player error, because you can only pick this once, right? The second one is pretty massive, and this is the extension of the Guardian event. So the extension of the Guardian event has two parts to it. The first part is the expiry date of the Guardian event will go to the 19th of May. Very indicative of the May update, right? So a lot of players are anticipating that this will be the date for the May update, unless there's more changes. And very soon we'll talk about how this will affect us. So there's also additional changes, which include the removal of the gem quest, a gem chest from the Guardian raid event. This one has been slowly reducing the price of the gems because of the influx of those at the start of the week, which I have been buying those and selling them for a little higher. And also we'll be getting additional items. The biggest highlight are going to be the epic class engraving boxes. Regardless if they're tradable or not, this will reduce the price of those items. So if you guys are still selling the purple engraving books, maybe we should be selling them earlier before the price crash again. And finally, there's additional fixes which prevent farming of gold by the bots, which is a really good step forward because, how should we say it? Because the bots are always a concern in the game, and this will destroy the long-term longevity of the game. So those are the summaries over here, and one of the bigger focus we'll look into for the next few weeks will be how to make a lot of gold for the Valtan update, because I do think this is going to be a massive investment, and for any of us that have saved any gold, we can be making quite a bit of gold. And talking about gold, notice I've slowly made my gold back to about 450,000 now, close to 460,000, and I'll share those with you guys very soon in a new gold making video as well. So with the current update extension for the raid event, the Guardian raid event, we do think that this will happen on the 19th of May, and likely a week before this, we'll start to see the price of items going up. We might even see a roadmap or indicative announcement about this date. So once players have certain dates, the new Valtan patch will be pretty amazing because this will drive the market upwards, and players will be going for 1-4-1-5 and also 1-4-4-5. We'll talk about this in a video as well, how to get there with homing and what are the things you should be aware. Because I have heard that you do want to be 1-4-4-5 for Valtan, because although you can enter at 1-4-1-5, it is best that we get to 1-4-4-5 for the additional crafting of the new items and also the new difficulties for this particular patch. Now looking at the price of items, what many of us have noticed is a lot of price of items have been falling down. I mean, the only difference was the honor stones, the tier 3 stones. Those have been going up a little bit lately, and this is also falling down now. So what we can see from this is, here are some reasons why the prices are falling this week. The first thing, I guess the bigger factor is the new patch hype is going down, and not having enough, reasons for players to push for 1415 is one of the bigger reasons, because players are not homing, they're playing their alt characters, they're doing other events and other stuff, and also they're doing their maps, which they have been saving for a long time, which meant there's a lot more supply of the tier 3 materials and there isn't that much demand. So this is likely going to be the major factor why the price of majority of the items have been falling down. There's also the reason that this is during the current recording of this video. This is current on Wednesday. Oh, did I sell something? Oh, I sold the chest. I'll tell you guys how I make gold with the chest very soon with a video. So I've been making some profit of a few hundred gold. Now I flipped the chest, and those chests are not bad. So I'll make a particular video about those as well. So as we keep going, we know that players are playing the class of Clavier, and this means a lot of players are around 1370 as they acquire more of the legendary pieces from the weekly. So next week, after players get over 1370, we might see a rise in the lipstones or items for this particular class. So the latest rise was a tier 3 lipstones, which went from about 40 gold to 45 gold for a few days. Now it's falling down. Additionally, players have been getting a lot of items from the Arc Pass, including tradable ones too. So one of the tradable ones I was talking about is going to be the tier 3 level 1 to level 3 chest. So notice over here, players are getting those chests from the Arc Pass, and now this is going back to 49 gold, because initially there's a sudden flush of players selling those items. I bought them around 35 gold, I have been selling them about 44 gold, so I'm making a difference of those gold, because I know likely the price of those chests will go up, especially with additional changes to increase the price of the chest. So this is one of the investment I want to share with you guys, and this is one of the items that was tradable in the Arc Pass. I know some of the items are not tradable in the Arc Pass, but this also reduced the demand of the players buying those items. One of the bigger factors was the Destruction Stone. This in my server has fallen from 30 gold to 23 gold. We'll talk about how to make gold still on those items, but we can see a general falling of items. We also have the new monthly login event. So if we come over to the monthly login event, you can see that there's additional stones, there's gonna be additional pouches. Each time this happens, this will also reduce the price. And I have learned to make profit by looking at what's coming in the next few days. Likely we're gonna see a fall of the Guardian Stone very soon, because by the reset comes, this item will give us 2000 Guardian Stones for each of the players. And this means this item is gonna fall, and we can make some small profit or buy those for discount. So make a video on this one about making gold from the login event. Finally, one of the more common trends right now for Wednesday before the reset is that players have learned, or players have been trained to rush sell their items. Sometimes they're overselling them. So notice a lot of items that used to sell. So the item over here, the Solar Blessing, yesterday or 2 days ago used to sell for 120 gold. Now it sells for 100 gold. So players have learned to rush sell a lot of items. What I tend to do is, I tend to buy those items at a cheaper date on Wednesday and make a quick profit once the Thursday reset comes. I'll make that video too. I've been a little delayed on making videos. There's a lot of method to making gold. You can see that I have made quite a bit of profit, about 50 to 60,000 gold since last week. So basically, I have tried to make about 10,000 gold a week. So, there's a lot of things I want to share with you guys, but a little delayed. Now, coming back to the item of interest. For this particular week, I still think the tier 3 pouches have a potential to go up in price. And I have been flipping them for about 10 to 20% profit. So what I mean by that is, this is the tier 3 honor pouches. So I've been buying those around 17 or 18 gold and selling them at 23 gold. And similarly, there's the medium pouch and the large pouch. Those pouches are 500, 1000 and 1500. So the price should be 3 times of that. But you can see the large pouches, the price is a little underpriced. The other price are even. So 3 times 22 is 66 gold, but this one is only 64 gold. So during the KS gate times, if we do our math correctly, we can buy the difference over here and make a small gold, because it's 3 different type of pouches that goes into the multiples of amount of items in it, and the price should reflect that. And most of the time, the medium and also large pouches tend to be a little underpriced. So let me see if I can show you guys some of the pouches. So you can see here I have been seeing a lot of the medium pouches. This is because those were underpriced. So I still think there's a way of making profit on those. I'll explain more in a video, but currently if you look into investing items, consider looking into this item in your server and also region. I'm not saying that you'll be the same as my region, because we're North America West, so make sure you check this before you make your gold investment. I don't want you guys to lose gold. Coming over to the next item of interest for gold to crystal exchange rate. Now, if you look at my gold to crystal, I have not been buying crystals much lately because they're so high in price. I'm down to 18 crystals. So one of the reasons is the prices are so high. There's 610 gold, and you can see that I have stopped buying them for a while. I could list one over here for 570, but they just have been so high in price. There's a few reasons why the gold to crystal price is so high. One of the biggest reasons is the amount of item that was selling in the shop have been doubled. We used to get 15 solar blessing, now it's 30 solar blessing, and this costs 300 crystals. So there's some items I stopped buying. I stopped buying the solar grace, and I also stopped buying the solar protection. Notice I've stopped buying those items. One of the bigger factors I want to share with you guys is the Mari Secret Shop. We have a calculator. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll share the video with you guys. So we do have a video here to talk about this Mari Secret Shop. And basically this is what save you a lot of gold, right? But once we put in the price of the gold to crystal for my server, and once we put in the current price of those items, what you're going to see is it is not worth it to buy the Guardian Stones, not worth it to buy the Destruction Stones, or the pouches. For the Solar Grace, you barely save anything. It is also not worth it to buy the solar protection anymore for the Mari Secret Shop. So the only item I buy are the Honor Stones and also solar blessings from the Mari Secret Shop. And this is one of the bigger reasons why I haven't been really buying the crystals, because I no longer have that much of need of them. Because if I wanted, I can buy solar protection from the marketplace, and that is actually cheaper, because at the current price, with the current gem exchange rate, this is actually cheaper. So in that sense, make sure you guys are aware how much price and how much, profit you're making, and if you actually are getting a discount, because I don't want you guys to be buying, items that is not giving you a discount. So make sure you're aware of the gold to crystal price and check your price before you buy those items. Now, we mentioned about flipping the red destruction stones earlier. So if we come over to my current server, so you can see the destruction stones. If we come over here, you can see there's a pretty sizable resistance at 23 gold, and knowing that today is going to be a Wednesday, likely this item will drop below 20 gold. I have been buying those at 19, 20 gold and selling this at 23 or 24 gold. And because we know after each weekly reset, the price of those items will drop massively. So what I've been waiting for is I've been waiting for the weekly reset to fall down and buy those items for much cheaper. Usually I invest about 10 to 20,000 gold because I have a bit of spare gold. So make sure you guys don't over-invest because you don't want to be too greedy on those items. And over here you can see this is my plan. I plan to buy this around 19 or 17 gold and selling this at 22 to 23 gold to make a small profit. It's not going to be massive. Even if I don't sell them, I'll still use them at a cheaper discount price. Now finally, as for the retail materials, Solar Grace, Solar Blessing and also Solar Protection, I do believe they will be falling in price. So if we come over here to the items over here, what you're going to see is I do think those items will be falling in price. Notice the peak of Solar Blessing is about 22 gold and now it's going down to 100 gold. Oh, 122 gold, not 22 gold. So over here you can see the Solar Protection. This is around, 220 gold. Now this is going to 200 gold. So those items are falling in price. And I do believe those items will be falling in price continuously. And likely we're going to see Solar Grace around 25 gold soon. So don't take my word for it. There could be a small spike again, but as we get more Cascade, as we don't get news of the Valtan update, those items will fall in the price, fall into a very low price. And that's why I plan to buy a lot of them for the Valtan patch, because I think a lot of players will be using this once the patch comes out, and this will be as a spike in price. Now, before we finish the video, a lot of the viewers have been asking me, Matt, how come you haven't been making as many videos and what's happening? Well, one of the reasons, there's a few reasons. One of the reasons is I've been taking more rest and just, I don't want to get burned out. So for the past week, I haven't been making as many videos. There's a lot of ideas, as you can see, I wanted to make them, but I've just been a little lazy, taking some breaks. I haven't been making videos. One of the other reasons is, notice I'm only 1,425. I'm not saying only, because I used to be a little more further, right? So one of the reasons is I have been failing so many times with my homing. Look at this weapon. This is at 100% artisan's energy. This is so painful, guys. Like, I have been pitting for most of my items. This weapon, this headgear got to like 90% artisan's energy, then got to level 15. So for the past week, I have not been succeeding with any of my homing, and it was so painful. I want to make a new homing video for you guys, but I was very disheartened because I just can't succeed. It makes me so sad coming back to the game and failing like 10 times after saving my 2 weeks worth of homing. So this is one of the reasons I haven't been playing and making a lot of videos, because Oh, the homing kills me. I will make a video about this very soon. I'll give you guys a guide on how to get all your items to plus 17, the cheapest method to save gold, and prepare this for Valtan for 1445. I'm actually very close because as you can see with any of the weapon success, so I'll show you guys this one because this is 100% homing, right? I just saved this one to show you guys on the video. So notice after this one, so once we get to 16, there's a massive boosting damage and there's a boosting in gear level. So you can see I went from 1425 to 1427. So after 7 more successes, I will have my item level to 1445. And this is by far the quickest way to get yourself ready for the Valtan patch. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do so, because we'll be getting a lot of guides, a lot of tips as I discover them, and I love the game. So I want to share as much as I can with you guys, and let's have a great time in Lost Ark as we explore this game and get the most out of it.